Hello and welcome everyone, this is Type V3 and today we're looking at Figma's take on the meat-loving kung fu junkie, Chie Satonaka from Persona 4 the animation. And seeing as how this is the first fully articulated figure to come out of the Persona 4 franchise, my personal expectations are quite high. Figma Chie's screen accuracy is incredibly spot on. Even from a glance, you know instantly who this figure is. Her general proportions are perfect, and nothing about her aesthetic isn't pleasing. Well, except for her knees, but this is a common fault in Figma designs, specifically on flesh tone sections. Now, while her overall look is relatively simple, there's no doubt that she carries a lot of small and intricate detailing. The buckle and X's on her loafers have been applied with such crisp paintwork. The pattern on her kilt virtually contains no imperfections, and I was impressed by how they managed to keep the size of all the pleats identical. Her jacket is a vibrant green with the eye-catching points being the metallic zipper and colorful buttons, mostly because of just how small they are. Crucially, some of the yellow stripes seem to have been applied rather scruffy, but I like to look at this as more as Figma's aesthetic decision to emulate the fact that this is Chie's favorite jacket, and thus try to replicate the look of some wear and tear. The head sculpt came out clean and simple and captures the character quite well. However, this Figma is based off of the Persona 4 anime, which explains why she might look ever so slightly different from the video game model. Now, Figma Chie does come with the standard female Figma body, so it means lots of great posability. The head can go up and down and rotate, but because of her really high collar and the way that the back of her hair is molded, it does mean that it is limited in certain situations. I don't really find it too much of an issue, though, because I like how you can even tuck in her chin to her collar and give her that whole, like, I don't know, my chin's in my collar look. The shoulders, very good joints here. Now, even though they do collide at the top, there's a second joint to pull it downwards a bit, and then you can tuck it underneath so that her arm can extend further. Great elbow joint, and then each of her hands have this awesome swivel there, so really good there. The ab crunch is a present there. It's definitely there. It's just underneath the soft plastic jacket, so it can definitely move around there. You can even see it from the back end right here. There's a cut right there. No waist, but that's all right. Nice ball jointed hips, knees, great jointage there. Even if they do look kind of funny from the front when they're bent, and when they're not bent, there's a giant ball sticking out. But whatever. The feet, awesome there. Great ankle joints, tilt, and rotation, and whatever, the hinge. It's awesome. But the best thing, though, is she's small and has tiny feet, but she can stand quite stably on her own. So, you know, I was really impressed with that, and I love how you almost don't need the Figma stand unless you want her in some high kicking poses. Really love it. Being a 16-year-old girl, it's expected that Chie is a small figure, especially when you consider Figmas are done in the 5-inch scale. Of course, her much lower price point does reflect her size. However, she's not quite small enough to hang around with 3 3/4 inch figures. Even some of the larger Marvel Universe toys seem to lose their intimidation around her. Now, just like all Figmas, she does come with a rack of hands. 4 pairs to be exact. The first 2 are fists, one being a closed fist and the other one with a hole that can hold, well, anything that'll fit in there. The other 2 hands are the open palm and pointing finger combination, one of my favorites. Chie also comes with this special hand, which looks like it's meant to hold something specific, and that is her glasses. So if you just put it into the little hole, and then plug the hand in, now you have Chie with her cool little glasses for the television world. But what if you want Chie to wear them? Well, Chie also comes with another front hairpiece which is almost identical apart from the fact that the second one has grooves cut in that line up with the arms of her glasses. While you can slide the frames right onto the face, I would recommend a complete face disassembly to avoid any damage. Thankfully, another set of glasses is included in the event this ever happened. Apart from her happy-looking face, she also comes with a screaming expression. My only issue is that this one seems to be looking to the right. The surprising accessories she comes with are the fake nose glasses and the Shadow Chie face. I'll rarely, if ever, use these, but both accessories are fun little quirks and are definitely appreciated. Lastly, she comes with a kicking blast effect part. You have to remove one of her feet to attach this item, but it ends up with a great look. On the other hand, I would have been more than happy with just a clip-on feature, as I'm always scared that one of these days I'm going to snap off the foot pegs. And of course, like all Figmas, she comes with the standard Figma bag and display stand. Figma Chie is certainly a fun little figure. The design and paint applications on her are brilliant, and the little accessories that come included are neat. Although I would have preferred other facial expressions instead of the shadow face and maybe a change of shoes or boots, considering that's her main weapon of choice. Of course, every Chie fan would have loved a steak platter accessory, but I can understand the hesitation on that one. Also, another plus is that she's one of the least expensive Figmas out there. So is Figma Chie a worthy pickup? Well, I have no doubt in my mind that you've already made your decision long before deciding to click the play button on this review. And the reasoning is simple. If you like Persona 4 and you like posable figures, then chances are you already have this one or have one on the way. While the quality of this release is great, it's easy to see that she doesn't have a striking or bold enough look to convince those unfamiliar with the fiction to purchase her. Because, let's face it, Chie Satonaka is a teenage schoolgirl donning a bright green jacket, and that's basically it. As for myself, I'm a huge fan of the series, and I think it's obvious that I like this figure quite a bunch. I think this is a great first step into getting posable figures from Persona 4, and I hope this means that one day we'll get a full cast of characters from Figma, especially with the rising popularity of the series due to both the recently released fighting game Persona 4 Arena and the upcoming remake of the original game on the PlayStation Vita, Persona 4 Golden. Of course, I do know that Figma seem to have something against male characters, so this is really just more wishful thinking from a die-hard fanboy, as I know that fan-favorite characters such as Kanji Tatsumi or Ryotaro Dojima will probably never see the light of day. Anyways, this has been Type V3, and I hope you enjoyed this review. But there is one thing I forgot to mention. While the carnivore whose discarded womanhood is undoubtedly cool, we all know that she'd be nowhere without the unconquerable Snow Black.